Hello, everybody. Welcome to the first episode of the PCDCast. My name is Entity,
And I'm at BSG.
And I'm Anda.
and we're starting this to give something to listen to. We know how long wait times can be for a panel, or if you're waiting in line for a meet and greet, something like that, or if you just want something to listen to while wandering the floor or on a flight. We want to provide some PAX-themed content for everyone to listen to, specifically during PAX season. And today we're starting it off with with how to get a badge before they sell out. Just one of the many topics we have lined up for this show, which we would like to, I guess, bridge off into some general PAX topics, and we'll also have some PAX prep, some recap episodes, all that sort of thing. So yeah, getting a badge before they sell out. We all know, specifically for East, in my experience, going
And
to
West.
yeah, and West, trying to get a badge and realizing, specifically at East, at least Saturday.
All right. Well, listen. Definitely the easiest way is probably going the official medium, being Twitter. The @PAX_badges Twitter account basically will post immediately when badges go on sale, with a badge link. Basically, it's just gonna give you the showcase link to get right into the queue, and you're gonna be able to get right your ticket right away. There are other methods. The website also goes live shortly after Twitter, usually, or around the same time, if not slightly before, with the ticket link. There's also, if you don't like Twitter, there's also PAX Badge Checker. It's a Twitter SMS notification service that I made, so you don't have to use Twitter if you don't want.
It's very efficient. I've been using it, at least this past PAX when it was live. Great help. It told me as soon as the badges went live, and it was a great help. Also, if you are trying to get one that's not specifically Saturday or something that doesn't sell out as fast, on the PAX website they do have the what's the word I'm looking for? The status of the badges, like how many they have left, if it's low, if they have a lot, that sort of thing. So if you are waiting, or like if you aren't sure if you can go or something like that, or you're going on a day like Thursday, at least for East. So say I'm trying to go like Thursday for East. It's not, they never sell out, at least in my experience, or
Yeah.
they don't. They're on sale for a while before they do.
West is very different, but it's also West sells out a lot faster on like Saturday, Sunday because everyone has those days off. Fridays can usually go slower. I know in past years, typically those days have gone out within about an hour or so. They've gotten a much longer. Like I remember, it was probably like 2 or 3 years ago. Saturday went out in like 15 minutes flat. Like,
Really?
if you weren't there within 15 minutes, you did not get a Saturday pass. But this year, it took about an hour for Saturday to actually sell out.
Wow.
But it also, I think it was an hour actually for the 4 days, and then Saturday came out like 2 hours later. And I think that had to do with the 4 days being introduced this year, because this year is a completely different year for West, where we've got 4-day passes back again.
Yeah. Yeah. I think that if you are thinking about going all 4 days, it's probably best to just get a 4-day badge right away, because we'll go to this in a second. But if you do realize that you can't go, there are many ways to sell your badge, or trade it or something.
Oh yeah, you can always trade badges.
Yeah, exactly. So if you are worried, I think, how fast do the 4 days go in comparison with the Saturdays?
They were definitely the first to go out. I think
They were the
It
first.
seemed like about 15 to 30 minutes. Probably
Yeah, it
that
was
range,
somewhere
right?
on the.
Yeah.
I think it was more closer to the 30-minute line, but Saturdays definitely took like an hour to 2 hours. I have the sheet. If you give me a couple minutes to pull up
Yeah.
the sheet.
Yeah, but I think if you are gonna try to go 4 days, it is cheaper to get a 4-day badge, correct?
I think it was only by like what, $5 this year.
Because
For
I
Yeah,
know
it was like $5 difference. So,
Yeah.
it came out to like $4 or $5.
So it's really just the convenience of having less badges. If you were already planning on going all 4 days. However, it's not that big of a deal if you miss out on them, especially because that offsets the times of the other days going out.
Yeah,
Saturday
that's
lasted
true.
a lot longer this year, so it allows you to just be able to get right in, grab those badges that you want, and getting the individual days isn't so bad either. So
Yeah, I mean, if you do need to get individual days, I mean, you can always, if you're not sure if you can go all 4 days, but you'd like to, just get the 4 days, because you can trade your 4 day or sell it, but I'd rather be in the position where I have to sell a Thursday and a Sunday rather than having to sell a 4 day and then buy two others, or find a trade that someone will do for $100 in the two badges. Right? So I think
per the official sheet of timing, this year the 4-day badge for West sold out in an hour. Saturday sold out in about an hour and a quarter, so an hour and 15 minutes. And Sunday took 18 days to sell out, as opposed to last year, which we didn't sell the 4-day badges last year. Friday sold out in 9 hours, and Saturday sold out in 40 minutes.
wow.
The fastest time a Saturday pass sold out was, it looks like, around 2015. Saturday sold out in 30 minutes.
Wow.
And 2014 was the last year that we got 4-day badges. That sold out in 15 minutes. The Saturday sold out in 30 minutes that year. That was.
I mean, granted, I'm sure that the 4 days were extremely limited then if they sold out that fast.
Yeah. Very limited. So.
Yeah, so I would say, well, I'm not really. Oh wait, yeah, I adjusted my audio, by the way. So if I just got a drop, that's why.
Right.
So yeah, I'd say in general, probably your best bet if you are gonna go 4 days is just to buy the 4 badges. If you're not sure if you can make it, if you're sure you want to go 4 days, definitely get the 4-day badge and save yourself a couple
mind
bucks.
you that 4-day badges are literally one badge for all 4 days. So
Correct.
you cannot exchange out a Friday for another day or something like that. Like if you need a specific day for a friend who can't attend it and you don't want to go Friday, you can't just ask for a Friday to be swapped with like a Sunday or something like that. You have to go and buy the individual Sunday kind of thing.
Unless you're doing it on something like PAX Pass Exchange or something like that.
No, the badge is a
It's a
single badge that says 4D.
No, never mind. No, not the 4. I'm stupid. I'm like, why wouldn't you be able to trade your badge?
Right. No. I think what you might be thinking is that since West didn't sell 4-day badges, people would buy all 4 days, and those would come in as individual ones. So you bought all 4, and then you were like, well, I don't want to go Friday. So then you went on like something like PAX Pass Exchange and exchanged it with somebody who wanted the Friday badge, and instead changed it with the Sunday badge. For you, if you buy a literal 4-day badge, it's one badge that cannot be broken into pieces.
Of course.
It would require you to sell the entire badge and then find replacements from
Individually.
Which
Yep,
is why I
exactly.
think that if you're not sure if you can go 4 days, I wouldn't really risk it, because you don't want to be stuck in that position.
Especially since the price is exactly almost
it's
the same.
almost the same.
It's not really
Yeah.
worth
It's
it.
not worth the extra couple bucks you're gonna have to spend on shipping if you're trading it with other people on something like PAX Exchange.
Yeah. Exactly. So
Yeah. Speaking of PAX Pass Exchange, if you do miss the window to buy your
Choice.
badge of choice,
Yeah.
yes. For example, say you want to go Saturday, but you're at work when they go live, don't have access to the website. What do? You go on.
you can buy them on PAX Pass Exchange.
Yes.
From other users as well.
It's
Yes.
a subreddit. It's going to be reddit.com/r/PAX Pass Exchange.
It's been a great help to me, at least in looking for a couple badges for my friends. I know, in the past couple years I've gone the 4 days, or I've gotten a badge, but that getting one for a friend who's not really fluent in Reddit, it's been a great help. It's really, the format that they use is really convenient. We also have a bot on the PCD server
That makes that posts when
Posts
new
whenever listings
new ones go up.
Yeah.
The thing that you want to keep in mind though is that because it's delayed, you could see a new post go up in the Discord and it'd be like 5 minutes old, which means that anybody who's slamming the F5 on that queue on the new will see it before you see it.
Yeah.
And
So
possibly even already make that DM to the
or that
poster and then
comment
they get the badge. So,
Yep, exactly.
that has a timestamp of death.
So it's really a rush. There's usually a good amount of people, as long as you're not trying to be last minute about it within like last 2 weeks. Usually you have a pretty good chance as long as you're just watching the subreddit to be able to pick up a badge.
Also, something to keep in mind: the subreddit is managed manually. So every single post that goes through gets automatically removed. So like when you make a post and you don't see it immediately up in like a minute, it's because it gets deleted, and then the mods actually go through and they approve posts manually, because we verify that you're asking for the right price, that you're not charging people more, you're not asking them to go through an alternate site like linking them to eBay, stuff like that. So we manually approve everything, which means that you won't see a post usually go up at like 2:00 in the morning. Guaranteed.
Yeah, so
we will do it when we're awake.
yeah. So how does someone stay safe on something that I'm sure that's a pretty popular question, because if you're dealing with something like Reddit,
it's actually not difficult. Most people selling badges on there, you can usually easily ask a person to send them like their receipt to show that they purchased a badge.
Yeah.
They can also, if you're buying it close to the event, they might actually have the badge on hand, which means that they can usually take a picture of it with like their Reddit account on a sticky note or something like that, so that way you can see it's not faked. It's usually really difficult to fake a PAX badge, just because there's so many identifiers and very specific details about badges that you can't see unless you actually physically have one. So it's usually pretty easy to ask. We also keep an embargo on the passes, so you can't ask for passes the day after they start going on sale on the subreddit. We wait until mid-June before we start letting posts go through, because of the fact that like you'll get a lot of people who will buy and sell, in June when the passes are fresh, like on the website. And the problem is that there's no way to verify that somebody actually has a badge or will have a badge, because of scalpers and PAX's like reclamation day that they do.
Yeah.
Which I guess I'll explain that a little bit too. It's usually for East and West specifically, because those are the events that sell basically almost entirely. South, Austin, Unplugged are a little bit slower, so it's not really a thing they do.
And Unplugged.
Yeah, I did say Unplugged. For East and West, basically what will happen is after orders have been out for a little bit, usually a couple months down the road after badges go on sale, the orders that violate the terms that Penny Arcade / ReadPop put down get canceled. Those people get notified that their order was canceled. Those badges that are canceled are basically regathered and later on reclaims, and basically put back on sale later on. So if you miss out on badges when they first go on sale, just keep on the Twitter account, keep notifications on, keep notifications in any other way you can. Those next few months down the road, they'll send out another tweet saying that reclaimed badges are on sale, and you'll be able to get them. It is a smaller pool, so they will go faster than they originally would have before, but you will have that chance to still get them from the official source.
Yeah, so speaking of scalpers, is that really a viable option for getting a badge?
Scalpers is a kind of hit or miss thing. So Seattle doesn't ban scalpers. So Seattle, you will find scalpers in front of the WSCC.
Neither does Boston.
What's that?
Neither does Boston.
So you'll see them at East as well, yeah.
I don't remember seeing them at East.
There was definitely a bunch at East.
Was there? Okay.
They go further down the sidewalk.
I got asked like about 3 times if I would sell my badge.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah,
I don't remember running
there's a
into
lot
that.
of people...
They're more discreet than West scalpers, but they're definitely there.
Scalpers are in the corner. Like they're right out front on the corner shouting it from like the hilltops.
You want badges? I got badges. Friday,
exactly.
Saturday. It's like all the time.
Yeah.
Yep.
So for the most part, those badges are usually pretty legitimate. There's a couple of them that will get like a badge, and then the next day they'll print out copies of them, basically to fake out a lot of them. So you'll get like fake badges from them. The problem is that their prices are always higher than a badge would be. So if you don't live in Seattle and you're like flying into Seattle to go to West and you're relying on scalpers, don't do it,
Don't
because
do it
it's
if you're traveling there.
yeah.
It's not worth it.
If you live in Seattle and you just happen to be like, hey, we have a day off on Sunday and badges are sold out on the website, by all means, try to hit up a scalper.
Yeah, exactly. If you're someone if you're a hardcore PAX attendee every year, it's really not a really viable option to get one from a scalper, because just because that threat of it being, uh, faked, or
you're also spending like 20% more on a badge.
Exactly. I mean, granted, if it's kind of your last ditch effort, you don't really have much of a choice.
Yeah. Like, I've met a couple people in the convention hall who are like, this is their first PAX and they don't know what they're doing. And you'll ask them like, oh, did you buy badges? And they're like, oh yeah, we got one scalper out front. It's like, oh,
yeah,
okay.
No, could you technically, could you scan your badge, the badge you got from a scalper, through PAX XP and see if it's legit?
I mean,
is that an option? Because I just thought of that now.
I swear I recall at one point, at least at hearing about it, I think it was only like a West thing, but there were people outside staff that would check badges. Like, you could have someone come over when you were doing. They would check the authenticity of the badge,
which is a good idea,
considering the sale was safe. I don't think it's still done because that's a huge effort on their part. But
yeah, I'm sure, especially if they don't have any enforcers to spare.
You don't have any verification otherwise. There's really no way you can tell with scalpers.
The biggest things to look for verification-wise when you're looking at the badge is first the thickness of the badge, just like the material itself.
It should be plasticky.
It's really plasticky, really hard, and it's usually pretty thick. There's also usually a foil print on the corner of it. That's usually a good way to look for. And then the other one is that QR code. Scan the QR code and see if that QR code matches the number that's printed on the back of the badge, because the QR code is supposed to match the badge number that's on the back. So if it doesn't,
I believe if you did try to do it and scan through PAX XP and it was a already claimed badge or an already registered badge, that would be a red flag.
Not necessarily, because if like the scalper got it from somebody else, maybe that person did register the badge on PAX XP and then sold it to the scalper, and then the scalper just resold it. Basically,
really just means they won't be able to do PAX XP. It's not the biggest thing.
Yeah,
it's kind of like a side thing to the show. It's not a huge benefit unless you're the type of person who actually is actively seeking to do PAX XP.
I mean, granted, a lot of people who are going to be buying from scalpers, like first-time PAX attendees, don't even know about it. They don't even know
they won't know anything about it.
They're probably thinking, oh, like my favorite YouTuber is going to be there, or, oh, this is in town, might as well go check it out, I have the day off.
Exactly. I'm into games. I like games. I'm a gamer.
Exactly. I'm going to go check out all this cool stuff here. It seems to be a big event, that sort of thing. I mean, granted, those are the people who are gonna give the scammers all their the scammers all their money, or I mean, that's how people who are scalping are trying to get their profits, is by people who don't really know how much the badges go for.
I will also say though, scalpers can usually also be kind of handy in some instances. I know some people who don't really care for the show floor, but maybe want to see something that's after hours or visit something after hours. You can usually get a really good price on a badge at like 6 o'clock after the floor is closed, because it's usually like, okay, there's nothing else left that most people think there is. Yeah. So they'll usually like sell one for like $10, or you can usually grab somebody's pass on the way out. Like if somebody's leaving and they're like, we're not staying for any longer today, can I buy that badge off of you for $10 kind of thing? Yeah, and especially that's not even an instance where you'll need someone who's going there to scalp. You can just ask, even if you got like a piece of paper or something and wrote buying a badge for after hours, that sort of thing. You might get someone going up to you, say, hey, $15, because the only thing that the badge is good for after that is, assuming it's not a
panels and tabletop.
Panels and free plays.
Yep. Yeah, or mainly free plays, that sort of thing, and keeping it for like obviously memorabilia, that sort of thing. Like I have all my badges still. Like I hang my badges too.
Oh, I do too.
But if like someone who's going or like a first time PAX attendee who doesn't really care about the badge, you can go, hey, $15 for your badge, that sort of thing.
Mm-hmm. It's actually super handy because there are some panels that are after hours that are actually fun to attend, especially like the concerts,
PCD
game
game
night.
night, shameless plug.
Shameless plug. Yeah, those are usually after hours. I know sometimes the cosplay panel is also after hours. There's also some like game night stuff,
Yeah.
not PCD related.
You're not gonna find
But
a lot
also
of like
PCD related.
popular like celebrities, that sort of thing. You're not gonna find
Yeah.
a ton of them at the
Oh yeah, definitely not.
that sort of thing.
My all-time favorite thing to do after hours that requires a badge is the free play areas. Usually
definitely.
GFX and myself will set up in like a corner on the free play area and just pull out one of the board games that we either bought earlier that day or that we brought with us, and we'll just sit and play. It's kind of awesome.
Yeah, I've seen especially specifically after hours, like in the free player, I've seen tons of people, 2 players wanted, like we need 2 extras for this. I've seen people do D&D campaigns.
Oh yeah, people will do D&D campaigns. They'll do betrayal games. There's a lot of things that you can do, and then it's not even just tabletop. There's console free play. There's classic free play, handheld free play. There's a lot of like video game free plays where you can just rent out a game to play.
Even PC free play too.
Yeah, PC free play is bring your own PC. What actually? I know this is kind of
BYOC.
off topic. PYOC. What do you think of that? Is that like something you would ever do?
My first time getting it was at South, and it was actually very convenient. I didn't do a lot of gaming on my PC, but it was nice to have like a space to go to when I was tired of the floor.
Yeah,
and just
like
go to the
reserved.
Yeah, reserved, and you can usually keep stuff with you there. So like if you need to leave your bag so that you don't wander around with a bag on,
or you're not
you
leaving
can
it on the
usually
floor,
set
it's
it
gonna
down.
get stolen.
Exactly. So like having it in that spot is great. There's almost never any thefts that happen in BYOC because everyone usually knows each other in BYOC. And usually if you can go with a group of people, there's usually somebody who's like sitting there for 3 hours a day that'll be like, yeah, sure, I can watch your bag. And then if they leave, somebody else may be able to watch it later.
Yeah.
That kind of thing.
I mean, granted, you're not going to leave your wallet and your keys in your bag.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, just
Don't do
like
that.
There's also the enforcers all around that area too, because they have to make sure only people coming in have the badges. So.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so that's a thing. I know that was off topic.
BYOC is usually not sold out. It's not hard to get a BYOC badge, but they are not available for exchange. Once you buy one, they are registered
much are
to
they?
you. $35. Unless they're
I guess it
different
is on topic then.
No, you
got to get into that.
On sale after later on. They don't go on sale usually with badges when they first come out.
They'll usually come out like 2 or 3 days afterwards. It's usually a post on the forums that makes it on there. It's not usually easy to find unless you go onto the forums.
They posted it on Twitter for West this year, actually.
Yeah, they did. They were
official
just did it really
packs.
late. It was that topic had already been up for a while. They finally put it up on Twitter later on. So
yeah.
Wow. Yeah. Well, I feel like that'd be an interesting thing to try out one time. But I mean, granted, I don't have like a laptop or anything. Or
I did it at South for the first time, and then I did it at East. And it was
bring your desktop, or did you bring a laptop?
No, I brought my laptop. I have a laptop that I use, and like it was super handy because I needed my laptop for the panels that I was running. So like having my laptop there meant that I didn't have to go all the way out to my hotel and walk back with all that stuff and like lugging boxes. I could leave the boxes at BYOC and then just have to carry them upstairs to get stuff.
It's kind of like a storage area too that you can have access to, which is nice.
Yep.
If you're doing something like a panel.
Yes, exactly. Oh yeah. Especially if like your panel's on a different day or it's like at night, so you don't want to like leave it in the panel room all day.
Yeah, that would be, especially considering it's used for probably a bunch of panels.
Yes. Oh yeah. Trying to find the link to the forums. There it is.
But I feel like if you're gonna go for a BYOC, try to get it quick.
Yeah,
I know they don't normally sell out, but the worst thing would be if you lug your PC, or like if you bring like a tower or something and you don't have a laptop. Because I've seen a lot of people who bring their whole rig.
Mm-hmm.
Like you lug it there, and then you realize, like you didn't get.
West BYOC is $45.
Wow, that's kind of pricey. I mean, granted,
Yeah.
you
That went
are
up.
basically
I
paying
think that
for
went
the
up,
area,
right?
but-
What's that?
It definitely went up though, didn't it? I think so.
I think it's based on event because I'm pretty sure South was $35 if I remember
Okay.
correctly. But
I feel like
West
East was
is
40.
usually higher priced.
Wow.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure I paid 35 for South. I don't paid for East though.
That seems
but
like a
West-
lot. That's almost as much as a badge.
Yeah, it's almost as much as having a badge.
I mean,
but
granted,
I mean,
like if you're paying for,
it's a 4-day.
yeah. Oh, it
like you
is.
buy a beer badge, it's all 4 days. You don't have to buy it.
Correct. So you had that space reserved for all 4 days while the event's going.
So
Yep.
if you're thinking about going for only 1 or 2 days, I don't know if it's
It
unless
depends.
you're running
It's
a
not
panel
that
or something. If you're just
You
going
guys
to
are not
attend,
that long.
I would say wait, just because you are already paying $100 for badges if you're going 2 days, say. But I don't know if you're. I mean, granted, like I found myself sitting against a wall for 20 minutes or something like that, but I don't know. I feel like if you're gonna be going to PAX, I would wait. Just, I mean, unless you're doing something like you have a laptop and you need it for, like, in your case, using it for the panel. I feel like having that, it's a great utility. But if you're just going for 1 or 2 days and you're not doing a panel or something like that, I would wait. Granted, it's personal preference, but still, $45 that's a high quality tabletop game.
And yeah, true. It's almost as much as like a 3DS game
Almost
as well.
half of Blood in the Clock Tower.
Ooh.
I'm so excited for that, by the way.
Yeah.
Thanks for bringing that up.
Don't you love when Kickstarter declines your card because your
They
bank
give you
doesn't
the
allow
option to do that,
Australian money payments?
Oh yeah. Oh. Ooh.
I just backed a game.
Wait,
just
so
got
you buy it
funded.
too?
Card was declined.
Did you buy it as well?
What?
Did you buy it as well? I would have figured Matt would have bought
Blood
it
in
for
the
you
clock,
guys.
clock
No,
tower?
I
No.
bought it.
Yeah.
No, I this was before I started backing Kickstarter games. I've actually backed 4 in like 2
Oh,
weeks, which is
okay.
probably not good for my wallet. But you know what?
Speaking of Kickstarter games, I backed Odd Ones Out, his game.
Oh, really?
Something Harry the Moth. I was really hoping that because it was supposed to ship February, so I was hoping that I'd get it before PAX East so we could play it. It didn't come until like May, so
Oh, was it fun?
What's the
I haven't played it yet.
what's the show floor close time for West? Is it also midnight, same as East?
Well, show floor is
Well, I mean,
6.
not show floor, but tabletop, like extra
Everything else closes at midnight.
midnight. Yeah.
Really?
So
I
at
thought
least
it was earlier on Sunday.
it is
Sunday
It
at
is.
6.
Last day is always earlier because they just close the whole
They
event
gotta
down.
break
Yeah,
down everything.
everything. Yeah, everything closes at 6.
But- Still, you get a lot of if you are going to take the time to do it, you get a lot of value for your badge. You not only get the expo floor starting from like 10 to 6,
Yeah.
you also get past
After
that
hours.
6 for panels, for tabletop, and free play up until midnight.
As long as it's the first 3 days
Yeah.
and not the last day.
I don't think they do
Even,
any panels
like-
past 6 on the last days, though, right?
They do not. Omega Thon.
That's barely past.
A Megathon, usually they do like the half hour before. So they can
Yeah.
get everyone like interested going to it, so they get everyone off
Yeah.
the floor. It's another
Yeah.
like little thing they do, but
Yeah, it's
Although that
Sorry.
line starts up like 2 hours before the
Yeah.
actual Omegathon
Which
starts.
is another thing why we're starting this podcast. You can listen to it in the line for a megathon because
Yeah, there you go.
I remember
Yeah.
one time I waited in a line for a panel for 4 hours.
Oh, what panel was that you waited for?
My friends wanted to see the Jacksepticeye Q&A,
hey,
Really?
and they're like,
Was this at East?
"Yeah."
yep, that's
There was a
Oh.
line to get into the line.
Weird.
I had a
Ours
great
was
conversation with the guy who made the
Stop
Friday
that,
the
but-
13th game, actually.
Nice.
It was
Ours
awesome.
at West, it's usually about an hour and a half to 2 hours if you want to get in the Jacksepticeye panel. Because
Yeah, East was
the last time I went to a
brutal.
Jacksepticeye, I was there like an hour beforehand, and I still got a really good seat.
I
like-
mean, we got really good seats, but we paid
Oh,
the
yeah.
price.
Yeah. 4 hours is definitely
Yeah.
you're gonna pay the price to get that seat.
Yeah,
but
which is
I feel like for something like Jacksepticeye, there really is like any seat works. Like you don't really have to.
exactly. Even
you
if,
only run
especially
the
if you're doing
risk
a
of
Q&A,
not getting a seat.
for like a Q&A, there's not like already the good seats. Like when we went in, the first 3 rows, a good 3 rows were taken up by like the YouTuber friends and everything.
Yeah.
Like that whole group.
Yeah.
That's already reserved. So if you're trying
Yeah.
to get the front row seat to see your favorite YouTuber, I don't know if waiting in line 4 hours is worth it.
'cause you're not
Granted,
But
granted, something like playing on your Switch or something, talking with your friends, that helped pass the time. Like we got one of those like crappy catch app games when we were having contests on it. So I guess it helps you engage with your friends a little bit, or something like Cookie Brigade coming through, which will be a future episode.
oh yes,
Cookie Brigade.
Yes. I
Yeah.
actually just signed up to be on Cookie Brigade.
Nice.
he did indeed for East.
But we will see what happens with that. But yes, that'll be a future episode. But I feel like things to do in lines. That's why I guess there's a lot of people who bring in like little pocket card games with them, or bring a Switch, DS, that sort of thing. But we'll cover that all in this will probably be one of the sooner episodes, which is your prepping your PAX survival kit, because we all know the feeling of having your phone die and not having a portable charger your first year.
Drink water.
Yeah, in lines, don't pass out in lines.
I'm gonna say this every podcast because this is what we need to say.
We need to channel the
we know
spirit
this.
of vid. Drink water.
Drink water.
Yes,
you need to do
We're
this.
fighting the good fight, keeping the people safe,
Mhm.
waiting in lines.
If you are going to be there for the full length that your badge allows, you need to keep water on you all times,
sleep.
refilling it and being hydrated.
Or energy drinks.
don't do
drink
energy
too many
drinks.
of those.
Not too
No.
many energy drinks, no.
You will crash out later in the day because you're going to be doing you drinking them for so long, eventually that caffeine is just going to kick you.
Yeah, and the
Oh,
more
yeah.
you drink, the harder your crash is going to be.
Yep.
Which is going to stink if you're planning on going to any after PAX parties.
Oh yeah.
That's another thing too. But that's probably another topic for another
We'll do
podcast.
another episode on that, but
Yeah.
yeah, I feel like getting your badge before they sell out is kind of like, I don't know if it's really a necessity. Like, at least for me, the past 3 years, I've gotten like badges secured on like something like PAX Pass Exchange, whether it be for me or a friend after they all sell out. Because I feel like when you have such good resources like that, I had one friend get them on Vivid Seats once. That was really sketchy.
Yeah, that's tough.
The guy met us in the base of the
West.
hotel.
The Weston, yeah. Weston.
Yeah, in the Weston, yeah. We met in the lobby of the hotel. He pulled us into a corner. He's like, "Here you go, man." And it was like, he was really highly rated on like Vivid Seats and everything. And the badge was legit. It was good, but it was super sketchy. I'm like,
that is the scalper experience.
are we
Don't
gonna
do
get
that.
mugged? Yeah.
If you can avoid scalpers, please do that. There's other
if you
methods.
can.
Past PAX Exchange is excellent to do. There's definitely a supply of badges that get put up there because people find out they can't go.
Oh, yeah,
their
definitely. And, like-
schedule or sort of time off, family situations. People put badges out on the subreddit. It's a large medium.
There's
You just have to
tons
know
of
what
posts.
time to go for it. Yeah.
Like on a couple days before PAX, you're gonna get like 20.
You're going to get people trying to sell sets. You have to be careful about that as well.
Yeah, that's the
The
thing.
big thing about Past PAX Exchange is, especially closer to the event, people just want to, because usually the less favored days, such as Sunday East, maybe Monday for West, or the beginning day, Friday West, Thursday East, it's very hard to get rid of those days, especially closer, when everyone who wants to go those days has badges.
Which is
So if
why I say if you're not sure if you can go Thursday, you maybe just want to go Thursday or Friday, wait. Because at least what I've seen those badges go like the week before the event. Someone posts, "Hey, I'll be there at the event. $35, you can have it." Bam, you just saved $15 and bought yourself lunch. Like,
You also have to be careful about that, because you want to be able, if you're going to go for badges, don't do it last minute, because you're going to be, you might be stuck with some of those, like, as a set post where they will not let you single out badges.
When's the last time you can buy a badge before, like, with going to like Will Call or something like that?
So, depending on if there's badges available still on the website, Will Call, you may be able to purchase some at Will Call day of. It's usually pretty slim. I know Thursday East you've been able to.
Definitely, of course.
Definitely.
Probably Sunday too.
Sunday, I don't think they sold any last year, although I could be wrong. I know he sold out in 2017 though, or 2018 for Sunday. So, yeah.
That's the thing that you're gonna be. If you're really gonna risk that, then you're not really in a position where you're not someone who's a hardcore PAX attendee. Yeah, but I feel like in any of these situations, if you can buy your badge beforehand, check Twitter, check the website, use PAX Checker. Matt, what's the website for that?
www.paxchecker.com.
Yeah, so if you can get on there, hop on there, get that. I think definitely if you really are a hardcore PAX attendee or someone who tries to go to the event every year, I wouldn't risk it with a scalper. I think you guys would say the same.
Yes.
If you can get them from PAX, like the PAX website, the official PAX website, that's what you want to do because you know you're not risking anything. There's no risk there. You buy your badge, and I mean, if you do miss it, PAX Pass Exchange, and if you are going to try to do something, I would go for eBay or Vivid Seats before a scalper, because at least with
obviously
eBay,
those aren't great methods anyway,
of
because
course.
there's also problems there. But
with eBay, at least in my experience, eBay, if you use PayPal, they have a scam protection thing, so you'll get your money back if you say I never got my badge, which is something to keep in mind if you are going to go with that as opposed to a scalper on the street.
now this is just one of many segments that you'll be seeing for the PAX Media Discord putting out as the PAX as the PCDcast. All right.
Yeah.
So you'll be seeing a lot more of these episodes. If you like them, please make sure to share it around.
Let us know. Keep us.
Let us know.
Tell us your ideas. At least me, I pretty much frequently check all the channels in the server, but throw it in PCD suggestions or Anda, do you have a preferred channel for them to put things?
Suggestions?
Yeah.
Or comments.
Just the suggestion, PCD's suggestion channel.
Any comments? Make sure to tag us. Let us know what you think. By the time this is going up, there'll probably be an announcement.
And you are not in the Discord,
oh yeah,
go ahead, join the Discord.
If you're not,
discord.gg/PAX.
Yeah,
Come and join us.
Join the server. It's a great community, especially on times leading up to PAXs. I think just trying to get in with that community, meeting up with people, at least in my experience, is a great community. At the event, even just online, other than the event times, you'll always find people talking in the off-topic channels and that sort of thing. And it's a great place where we can all share our hobbies and our passions. But yeah, I feel like if you are gonna go to PAX, make sure you're in the server. It's kind of a must. Make sure to get your pins and your community badges as well.
Your merch.
For sure.
Yeah, get that merch.
Community badges are great.
Yeah, but
I love the community badges.
yeah, like Matt said, this is we're gonna have a lot of other episodes. Some of the ones that are coming up will be attending your first PAX survival kit, that sort of thing. We'll probably have an episode of cosplaying, traveling, all that stuff. We're probably gonna try to get all those out before PAX West.
We'll do a couple before West, yeah.
Yeah, and then we'll also have
tabletop specific for PAX
Unplugged, yeah.
Excited for Unplugged.
But we'll have before all of the different PAXs, we're gonna have a prep stream. Not a stream. I keep saying prep stream because the server does a prep stream, but
we do.
We do a prep stream.
A prep and expectations episode, and we'll probably do a recap after with like our favorite things for us who went, or we'll probably. I think I'd also like to get a couple guests on the show, like when we do the cosplaying episode. Try to get some of the people who do cosplay.
We'll see. But it's been an awesome time.
Yeah.
Coming for next episode, and
Until next time, I'm Entity, and I was joined by Matt BSG and Anda, and this has been the PCD Cast. We'll see you next time.